Hello and welcome everybody. This is your host Leovok, and you're in for what's most likely going to be a bit of a mood. Yeah, so as I'm recording this, which should be either the day of or the day before I upload this, I want to do something kind of quickly. We've had a lot of stuff going on. For those of you in the future, just understand that the year 2020 has not been a good year for anyone whatsoever. We've had between, I think, fires in Australia, almost going to war, and a national or a worldwide pandemic that everyone just calls the pandemic, but we all know it's just coronavirus because, hey, people on YouTube don't want to lose their monetization, and for some reason YouTube decides. Well, actually, I know exactly why YouTube decides to demonetize it, because there's people who are sick enough to try to. Well, there's people who are sick enough to try to profiteer off of diseases and crap like that. In addition, in addition to all this going on, primarily the pandemic being the most, well, I guess second most tragic thing happening. We've also had, in America at least, we've had protests against police brutality, particularly around black communities, or black communities and minorities in general. And despite the protests being relatively peaceful, the police response has been to affirm a reason for the protest and be brutal and violent, even to people who aren't protesting, such as an old man who got knocked down by the police, laughed at for getting knocked down, and was sent to the hospital because when he got knocked down by the police, his head was cracked. And it's not like police brutality wasn't a thing before 2020. It's been a thing for a while, and it's been horrible. Again, it's been racially motivated. And the big thing with it, of course, what sparked this police brutality, or what sparked these protests nationwide, and even worldwide in some degree, was the fact that the police were caught on camera literally choking an unarmed man to death because he might have had a counterfeit bill. A counterfeit 20 or something like that. He was literally choked to death. He was for 8 minutes and 40 seconds or something like that, close to 9 minutes. And what is considered a standard police tactic. Yeah, so you can kind of see why I'm choosing to start this video in a modded Breath of the Wild, and at such a gloomy and brutal and oppressive place. Yeah. And if you haven't been able to tell, this is Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. It's modded, it's on PC. I'm actually even playing with a PlayStation 2 controller that can even do motion aiming, thank God, because otherwise I was not going to be able to play this game on PC. You're probably wondering, you're probably wondering a lot of things right now, like I am, but game related, you're probably wondering, all the mods involved. Not a whole lot. Basically, I got the female Link mod, also known as Linkle, armor and weapons for her, and then like some other under the hood stuff like durability plus, which just adds on durability. Lets you modify the durability of items. That aside, let's try to leave this area. And just kind of, I don't know, just like I said, this is a bit of a mood episode. This is a bit of a mood video, and I just kind of. So, I want to go and mention this, going back to the protest. This is kind of the thing I feel like I have to say something about it, but I don't really know what to say. because the thing is, like, I'm white. I'm not even, like, mixed race at all. I'm, like, 100% white. I may have some Native American blood in me down the line, but it's so far down it might not even be a full percentage. So I can't begin to understand how oppressed any minority is in America. Though I will say, seeing the stories and hearing about some of these people, these dumbass white people, these ignorant white people talking about how they're gonna call the police on a black man and say a black man is threatening me, even though he's not, as far as I know anyway, as far as I saw in the videos. I'm sorry, I lost the thread there. I start seeing red a little bit. I'm trying my hardest to stay calm right now, because despite the fact that I am white and I live a fairly privileged life, despite being in a low pay bracket, I do not at all tolerate racism. Like, I hate people who judge other people based on their skin color or their backgrounds, their skin color, religious, or any other kind of background of the sort, because it just doesn't make sense to me why you judge someone on something so petty. It's like judging someone on their... It's like judging someone on... I can't really even think of anything worse than that. Like, what can you judge someone on worse than their skin tone? Or their religious background? I mean, I guess if their religious background is, like, human sacrifices or something, I was gonna say satanic, but I'm not even sure. Like, real Satanists, from what I understand, aren't even that bad. There's more, like, really what an actual Satanist in real life is more like this kind of modern day, like nature worshiper. Like, they actually kind of seem to be more in touch with God than most people who claim to be in touch with God. And this frame rate is awful right now. By the way, I want to go and apologize for any kind of frame rate issues. Yeah, I am playing this on an emulated hardware, but at the same time, it usually isn't that bad. Like, oddly enough, the PC version of Breath of the Wild runs a lot better than the officially supported version. The big thing that kind of just wrecks this is having to load in textures for the first time because the emulator itself had an update. But anyway, but yeah, like I said, I can't really tolerate racism whatsoever, and it just genuinely makes me sick seeing people act racist towards another, or judging someone based on their skin color. You already prejudged someone for what? For not even, because you don't even know if they're a good person, you just assume they're automatically this way, and it pisses me off. And if you haven't been able to tell by now, obviously I support the protests. We need to defund the police. We need to eat the rich. I'm pretty much far left leaning in my political ideals, but primarily anything that helps to benefit the species of that is humanity in general, and is always a plus for me. And in this case, this would be something I think would benefit us as a species in general, because at least then we're not going to be, oppressing each other for completely stupid reasons. Completely stupid, asinine, and just horrible reasons. But unfortunately, as you may have realized through the news and politics, at least in America, there are people that are still like that, and unfortunately they seem to hold really high positions of power. Which comes to one of my main reasons for making this video. And for anyone in America, and anyone that actually can vote in the States, or not in the States, but in general, I'm going to go ahead and suggest that you do so. You vote and obviously, you know, vote towards your interest, vote for your interest, but, you know, at the same time, if you're one of those people that you're completely selfish and hateful towards other people, and I'm gonna have to figure out how to fix that glitch. Oh, actually, no, I think I might know what the problem is. My recording software might be causing this too. But yeah, so if you are able to vote, and if you're in America, for the love of God, vote against this kind of stuff, against racism and the people that represent it. Like, you know, the current president of the United States, whose name I do not want to say because he physically makes me feel sick to my stomach, even knowing he's a living creature. That's someone like that is capable of being alive. I mean, at this point, I might as well just say his name if I was so opposed to, because it's not like I care that there are any Trump supporters out there. And honestly, are there still any of you guys left? I mean, after all this shit, I mean, come on. At some point, you gotta realize this guy's an idiot and shouldn't be allowed in any position of power, or even to have the wealth he has. How he has that is, well, actually, I was gonna say complete mystery, but if we're being completely honest, it's not. His daddy was rich. His daddy ran a bunch of tax schemes, and that's how they ended up with the money they have. Of course he's rich when your dad and yourself, both you and your dad, are criminals. But because white collar crimes like that aren't really punished in America in the same way they would probably in other countries, he gets to become president of the United States instead of being thrown into jail for defrauding the country. He gets to be president of the United States. Yeah, go figure, right? Whereas people who commit small, minor misdemeanors, like maybe having a counterfeit bill, unknowingly probably too, if I had to guess, instead they get choked to death by the cops while the cops get, well, actually I was gonna say while the cops get away scot-free, but that cop actually got thrown in jail after the protest started. So, it took some effort, but we finally got him. And there's something that's supposed to be loading in here, right? Isn't there? That would explain the look of the place. Yeah, this is something that's also been affected in the most recent update of this emulator. For those that don't know, I'm using an emulator called CEMU, or CEMU. It's supposed to be able to run like Wii U. It's a Wii U emulator, obviously, and it's at least from what I've looked up, the best one, if not maybe the only one that can play Wii U games. Oh, and they're loading. When I first got it, it was working just fine, and now it's like it's kind of a little weird how it wants to work. Oh, we finally loaded enemies into this place. But yeah, so let's see. I'm trying to think. What else can I say? What else can I say about the topic at hand? I did a few videos earlier on the subject, but they're not going to be up. They're not going to be up to keep everything uploaded in a certain order. They're probably going to be up a few months from now, I think. If I do my math, or maybe like a month or so later than now. It's just the time and place. I don't want to upload the episodes out of order. I feel like my opinions are not going to change. I'm a little more reserved in this one than I am in those. But at this point, I've gone through and talked about this issue so many times that right now my anger for the topic and everything has gone from being hot seething to just that eerily cold anger that, cold, calculated. Only with me, it's not so much calculated because, it's me we're talking about. Come on, I'm going to expect so much from the guy sitting here who, for the first few minutes of this video, just stood around doing nothing. And I'm sure if I could muscle up the anger to really show you how I truly feel about the matter. But at this point, it's like I've had a few drinks in me, or rather, half a drink. Still working on another 2.5 or another drink and a half here. That's something I've been doing. I've been drinking. I'm not saying like, haha, no, I'm drinking. No, I'm actually like drinking alcohol. A cocktail, mixed drink. One that's actually not too bad. A jigger, coconut rum, jigger of X-rated passion fruit, and then just filled the rest with some, its official name is Pog juice. It's like, as in, the Pog. It's named after a drink. But you can't get it in the state anywhere in the States except I think Hawaii. So they have like some like passion mango guava, I think it is, or guava passion fruit juice. It's really good. It's something that we love to get whenever we can. So yeah, it's something like that, and honestly, it's been kind of hard for me to want to make this video because not because I'm apathetic. I'm not at all apathetic about this stuff at all. Like I'm more kind of scared, nervous, got my own kind of anxieties to deal with. The alcohol seems to be helping me at least alleviate a little bit of my anxieties. By the way, if you hear any sipping or ice crunching or just kind of noises that someone makes from drinking a drink, yeah, they're in there. I'm not going to edit that out. I'm not that high class of a channel. I'm not. I'm basically what I would call Alpharad Plus without all the stuff that makes Alpharad Plus entertaining. Alpharad, Joe, and whoever else they decide to have one at the moment. I've been doing this longer. I think even longer than I think Alpharad has been doing his main channel. And I'm more willing to take pot shots at him because I like the guy, and hey, you know what? I'll take pot shots at the people I like. Hopefully they'll notice me. I mean, it worked for when Game Theory noticed him. Then again, he made some ridiculously hard Mario Maker levels. That's how it got him noticed through Game Theory. Maybe I need to do the same. Actually, no. Maybe if I want to reach Alpharad, I need to get like the stupid easy levels, and just hope by chance that they play it. I know they already got Alex 9 for that one. So that kid is. I still don't know who Alex 9 is. Anyways, I'm sitting here talking about other better YouTubers who've also talked about the subject matter a lot better than I have. Maybe I should probably get back on topic and talk about the subject at hand. If there's one thing alcohol hasn't done for me, is it's not improved my attention span. I still have what I like to call AD OCD. Some weird form of both ADD and some weird form of OCD. It's not enough to be treatable or even worth mentioning, really, but I guess maybe worth mentioning to a degree considering, but regardless. As I sit here walking aimlessly in the fields of post-apocalyptic Hyrule, I gotta wonder, I gotta wonder if Hyrule was going through the same crap that we're going through right now. Like maybe 100 years from now, someone will wake up from a pool of restoration or a sleeping pod or whatever we decide to call it, and find a beautiful landscape, and in the middle of it a toxic fume castle, or I guess in America's case the White House, where a gigantic raving toxic pig is currently living. I mean, granted, that's kind of how I feel right now, but, you know, less on the nature and more on the toxicity of it all. You know, in Hyrule's defense, yeah, it kind of went to crap after Ganon took over. But, you know, I'd still rather want the evil, truly evil, competent pig, like, diseased pig cloud. Because all he's done is he took over the castle and he just sat there for 100 years. Yeah, sure, his monsters are all over the place, scattered, but, you know, like, they're not anywhere to be seen right now. I mean, aside from that one place, right, technically, I went on the attack with that one. All the monsters have been just kind of... Where are they right now? We're about to get a blood moon right now, and like, I can guarantee we're not going to see them. Yeah, sure, you got undead coming out at night, but, you know, just don't go out at night then. Or, you know, just carry a sword. They go down in 2 hits anyway. Carry a stick around with you. Or, you know, any form of defense would do, too. And I'm just sitting here, like I said, it's a bit of a mood episode. I'm trying to lighten it up with a little bit of, I don't know, apropos humor. I'm not even sure if apropos is the right word. I'm not sure what word. I'm like I said, I'd say about a drink and a quarter left in there, so I'm probably about 3/4 of a drink in. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I'm at that point where I know what words are yet. If I still know what words are. I'm certainly not as drunk as Alpharad and Joe were in that one Smash Ultimate NES Amiibo video, which, oh boy, that was... I hope to never get that drunk on camera, but you know, that drunk where I'm calling up Adriana. Probably because she doesn't know who I am, and... You know, let me get these. Probably because she doesn't know who I am, and I think it'd be a little weird having a stranger call her up. And probably because I'm afraid I might actually end up accidentally calling someone else, like Proton John. And it would be really awkward at that point because I'm not sure how to get his number either. It'd be awkward. It'd be awkward no matter what. No matter what. What am I saying? And load times shouldn't be this bad. Not for this. Yeah, definitely blaming my streaming software for this. I might have some other things up in the background I'm not aware of. Should probably check that out real quick. Nah, I don't want to mess anything up with the recording. But yeah, so like I was saying, this video is probably gonna. I'm already saying it's like 24 minutes of the video. I don't know why I'm going around saying this. This is gonna be like in and out of this stuff. So yeah, so we got the pandemic, the protests, which, Jesus, man, jeez, just everything about, like, I mean, honestly, we shouldn't be surprised the police are firing back in this way, because of course they are. That's how they did it last time. That's how they did it the last 4 or 5 bajillion times. I don't even know if, like, the last 15 times this happened in the history of man. They've always done this stuff. It's always how police react, which is why we gotta defund them. But then what's worse is seeing our political leaders do that. Just as they can get a photo op at a church with a... I was about to say a library book, but I wouldn't have been surprised if it was a library book the whole time. We just didn't know. But no, it's a Bible that he was not only holding upside down, but refused to own up as to say it was his. Instead, you only to believe that he did this solely as a power play, because that's the only thing this man respects is physical brute strength. And the problem is, like, that may have been acceptable back, like, a few hundred years ago, but nowadays, we don't really go for the brute strength angle anymore. That's kind of been played to death, and we've kind of learned a long time ago that battles aren't won through brute strength alone, but through, literally every other means. But that's what happens when you have an idiot running the country. Actually, this whole thing is what happens when you have an idiot running the country. You have the protests, which are going to probably happen eventually anyway. You have the quarantine, which that was probably going to happen, but it wouldn't have been this bad if he had actually not defunded the CDC, not CDC. Yeah, CDC, the CDC, Center for Disease Control. And also, what would have helped is not having our healthcare system tied to our work. For those of you wondering about that, first off, hi Canadians and/or Europeans and/or almost everyone else in the world that's not America. How does it feel like to have a good healthcare system? Because I would really like to know, because our healthcare system sucks, particularly if you're poor. I mean, I guess if you have money, I guess it's fine, but it sucks regardless. But yeah, to fill everyone else in, our healthcare system is a gigantic mess. It's a gigantic mess. It's expensive. Our healthcare system, there's no government healthcare. It's all private industry. It's basically a monopoly, and it's super expensive. So the way they get around that is, well, you have insurance. Okay, well, how do you get insurance? Well, you pay part of your paycheck to whatever insurance provider your job provides. Okay, well, if my job doesn't provide insurance, well, I guess you're bones then. Because, yeah. Fortunately, my job doesn't offer insurance. My job even actually paid me while I was during quarantine. I was apparently one of the lucky ones. My job as a custodian at a school district actually, ended up paying off. Though I've been told other school districts laid off their janitors pretty quickly. And so I was born like privileged asshole over here. Don't know what he's talking about. And I'd like to say I'm privileged. I mean, I would love to be like truly privileged, but I'm only privileged in the sense that I'm insanely lucky. Like when it matters, I guess. But like, I don't know. It's hard to feel privileged when you're barely making enough money to make ends meet. Can't really live on my own without reaching huge financial debts. I mean, I guess I'm lucky in the sense that I'm probably not gonna get chokehold to death by a cop for maybe having a counterfeit bill. I mean, my luck, they'll probably just a slap on the wrist or whatever. I mean, which that honestly, that's how it should be to begin with. I don't know why innocent people have to die, or even if they're not innocent, like even if he did have a counterfeit bill, that's not really worth killing someone over. Seriously, it's not. It's freaking fake money. We already have fake money anyway. That's how our system works, is off of fake currency. The only difference between our fake currency and an actual fake currency that's backed by the government. What would happen if you had cryptocurrency on its handle? Did the same thing happen? Would they have chokehold him then because it's not real currency? Okay, and yeah, no, it's just... This stuff, this... I know it's like... And this is the thing too, a lot of YouTubers, a lot of people on YouTube have been debating over the fact of whether or not they should be even talking about this stuff or not, and thank God, or whoever you believe in, or whatever, that, you know, there were some YouTubers like How to Drink, or even Alfred Plus, who are willing to, even for a small moment, just talk about this stuff. At the beginning of the videos, maybe it was 2 minutes, maybe not even a minute long, just to give their opinions out. And finally say something on this matter. And there have been more than just those two. Those are the first two that come to mind. Alfred Plus did an Undertale video, oddly enough, on this, where they're called Megalovania. That's where they talk about it, and they get more into the whole how corporate responded to it, which, you know, I gotta agree with them on that. Like, yeah, I'm glad that they said something, but are they actually going to do something? And they also mentioned, like, not once are you going to hear the whole thing about George Floyd. For those that don't know, that's the man who got choked to death. This time, at least. There's been a few others. There's been a few others in recent history. And I mean, like, recent history that had the same thing happen. Not once are you going to hear that George Floyd's death was a murder. It was a tragedy. You're never going to hear it from the president's mouth that it was anything but a tragedy. And they said something along the lines of, and you're never going to hear it from corporate either. They're going to say, it's always, it's just a tragedy, it's a tragedy, it's a tragedy. Well, what's a tragedy? Say it! Say the word! And I just hit something that didn't load in. Again, I'm telling you, I did not have this issue when I first played this game on this emulator. It was after not the most recent, it's like 2 updates, because this thing updated like 5 freaking times since in like the past few days. And like, it had to reload all the shaders and everything, which is why you're seeing all these compiled shaders pop up. I was waiting for the one that actually, that was a close one. When it gets to having to load like 24 shaders at once, that's when things are gonna get really fun and really slow. But yeah, so they're not going to mention what's a tragedy. They're not going to mention the problem at hand. They're not going to say it. They're not going to do anything to change it. They're just going to say, oh, it's a tragedy, it's a tragedy, it's a tragedy. And of course, they use Nintendo as a descriptor, which, I mean, I probably wouldn't use Nintendo as the best descriptor, considering they're a Japanese company, and that's kind of what they'd be doing to almost any situation outside of their own country. At least I assume they would. I don't know, maybe their American department would do something, I don't know. But, like, yeah, I mean, regardless, it doesn't make what they said any less correct. You're not going to hear the corporation say anything about it. It's like with Pride Month. Oh yeah, let's celebrate trans, gay, and non-binary people all for a whole month, and then completely not mention them again. Jim Sterling did a video on that too, actually, recently. That's another person I want to go ahead and plug while I'm here. Like any of these people need plugging. If you're watching my stuff, chances are you probably know all 3 of these channels, all these people. Maybe not How to Drink. In which case, if you're over 18, go check out How to Drink. He does a lot of alcohol drinks, mixed cocktails, some themed on video games, TV shows, so on and so forth. I have no clue where I'm heading right now. I'm just wandering aimlessly. And yeah, I know I need to get some protection on. Let me, nowhere here. Ooh. Yeah, I'll get that on once the textures decide to load in. Yeah, what you're seeing right here is the side effect of the mod having to reload the textures in every time the game starts. It takes it a bit, unfortunately. Oh, I know where we are now. further into the desert. Yeah. I feel like there's an apt metaphor here for feeling like you're further into the desert than you actually were. But yeah, so like you're never gonna hear what it is that they're deeply sorry for and that they support. You're never gonna hear it, and if you do, it's only gonna be for a month, and then they're gonna be conveniently gone afterwards. You're never gonna see them updated for. You're never gonna see them talk about on their Twitters or whatever for countries that don't support them. Like Russia or Germany, which are apparently still very homophobic. Which, wow, really, Germany? I mean, Russia, I get, because Russia's kind of a kind of a shithole country, much like ours, with an oppressive leader. I mean, Germany, really? Wow. Wow. Germany, geez, I thought you were better than that. I thought you'd be better than that after, the whole World War II thing. Then again, to be fair, at least in Germany, they don't hold up statues of Adolf Hitler or any other Nazi generals or anything or any of the such like we do with our Civil War Confederacy generals. Trying to hold that up as a form of national pride. No, it's not a form of national pride. It's a form of oppression. Jackasses. I'm telling you right now, it's really hard not to get angry at some of this stuff, and you can see it in there. I'm trying to hold myself back, I'm really, really trying. I want to say. There's so many other words I want to say, and it's like I just feel like. Well, I mean, whatever I say shouldn't matter at this point. I should be able to just be allowed to swear like a sailor up and down all over here, whatever they say, whatever people say. And, it should be understandable, but I'm still trying to compose myself, at least in a somewhat coherent manner. Even if my thoughts are all over the place, switching between game and real life on a whim, at least I can be at least somewhat coherent. But at the same time, I just... What the heck did we just... Yep, you know what? You're my dream girl. Let's go with it. It is Pride Month after all, so let's go with the queerness. That's one of the things I love about the Linkle mod, is it unintentionally makes all the straight women gay. Unintentionally, because oh, aren't you a handsome young lady? It does unfortunately turn all the some of the gay guys straight too, unfortunately, because, again, it just changes Link to a female and changes all the pronouns that would be associated with him to her. And yeah, that is a little bit problematic in the cutscenes when you still hear Link or little guy instead of little lady or stuff like that. But it's understandable. That part we can ignore that. That's not something they can change overnight easily. I just love this. Though. I'm glad I was able to show that off a little bit. And hold on. Oh. Actually turn myself down. My game audio down, which I'm not sure if you guys have noticed that. I'm not sure if you guys will have noticed that or not, but I think you shouldn't be able to notice that. Gotta wait for these to load. But yeah, so going between all these various different thoughts I've been having. They just flew up they're going between all the different thoughts I'm having and all this stuff. you get a little peek into my real world, how my brain works. Is go between thoughts, and sometimes it's a pleasant little discovery as I go off topic in the game, or have fun little talk, and sometimes it goes into bitter fits of nihilism, or actually I haven't really been feeling that nihilistic recently, considering more into fits of anxiousness and just dealing with hashtag anxiety or whatever issues, and just hating the authority because the authority is a bunch of assholes who don't understand how people work and are so disconnected from society, yet they're somehow running society, and just also changing to bits of just general uneasiness and general comfort because the world is a sad, sorry place. Actually, no. I gotta specify here. I keep having to remind myself. It's not the world that's the problem. It's not the world. It's not even the people. It's not even all the people in it. Most of the people in the world are great people. Most of the people in the world, the vast majority of the people in the world are great people. An overwhelmingly large majority of people are good. The world itself is a wonderful, beautiful place, full of beautiful people. The problem isn't any of that. The problem is there's a few bad people. A very few, small amount of bad people. And a lot of those people, unfortunately, have a large position of power that they've acquired through stealing, cheating, and just manipulating others, from others, to others, and all this other stuff. And that's what the problem is. Those people have been allowed to do this stuff, and because they decided to cheat and steal their way to the top, and no one called bullshit on it. That's the problem. That's why we're in the world, in the problems we're in right now. And right now we have a chance to start changing it. And again, to remind everyone, especially those in the States, especially those in a country that can vote. Do so. Take part in this stuff. Try your best. If it's, I know it's gonna be rough in some places. I know Georgia isn't doing any. I know the great state of Georgia isn't doing itself any favors right now. That's how screwed up its voting is. But do your best. Try your hardest. Try to make a difference. Try to convince your friends and family, to make a difference. And I don't mean go out in an angry burst of rage and call them, sexist, homophobic pigs or whatever. No, actually talk. Actually try to reach consensus. Try to get them to see your point of view. Try to get them to understand, because that's the only way you're going to get them to change their mind. Try to make them understand, and not through force, through talking, through convincing them, because that's the only way that's going to work. I'm reminded of a video I saw recently about Dave Chappelle doing a comedy skit thing. He's doing an open mic sort of. Ask me anything, I'll make a joke out of it. And some white girl looked high class. Had him do something that at the time was very recent on the news, which was I don't remember the name. I'm bad. Keep in mind I'm bad with names. There was yet another black guy getting choked out by the police. I want to say his name started with a B. Maybe his last name or first name? I can't remember. I'm not, my memory is bad as it is, and I'm terrible with names. But Dave Chappelle made let her talk, and she asked him about that, and he said, I can't remember the exact details. I saw the video once, and again, my memory's bad. But what he said along the lines was, What she said along the lines was, this is just what happens. Get over it. Dave Chappelle replied with something along the lines of, when I was poor, I was treated to police brutality. They looked at me with racist eyes, or something along the lines like that. But now that I'm rich, they look at me different. And he said something along the lines of, why do I have to be Dave Chappelle? Why do I have to be rich in order for you to treat me differently? Something that degree. And he opened her eyes. He opened her eyes by just talking about this matter. And again, I'm horribly paraphrasing. Like, I would recommend go look up the video yourself. The guy that talked about it does a much better job talking about it than I do. Almost like, talking from a script might actually be a good idea sometimes. And I'm not sure if you could actually find video clips of Dave Chappelle doing this. You could probably find it. I don't know. It might be somewhere of him talking about this stuff too recently. And he talked to the woman. He talked to the woman about that. And then later on, after the show, a few of his agents, guards, or whatever, like, said, "Hey, the lady's here to talk to you. Do you want us to tell her to take a hike?" And he's like, no, let her in. And she came in with a few of her friends, and she apologized for how she behaved because he made her see a deeper truth to it. That it's not as black and white as she made it seem. Like, it's never that black and white. And, good on him, good on anyone who can manage to do that who manage to get to talk to people. Like, we don't do enough of that as it is. People are so divided in this country, divided in general, and we just immediately look at someone and just leave if they so much as even look like they may not share the same opinion as us. We just immediately just ostracize them and treat them like garbage if they even so much as look at us funny. And we can't be doing that. There has to be some balance. There has to be some point where we look at the person when we don't necessarily try to correct them, but we try to make them try to get them to understand a different point of view. And we need that more than ever now. We don't need people who are going to be ignorant. Then I understand there are people out there that are just so set in their ways. They're lost causes. Trump, the police officers apparently are lost causes because, god damn, they're not doing themselves any favor right now with how they're acting. Like, it's like they don't even see it. Like, do you not even see the problem? Like, do you not even see the issue here? Like, I'm reminded of that one skit. You should be able to find it. It's pretty easy to find. It's called "Are We the Baddies?" And it's a comedy skit about two World War II German soldiers. And one of them brings up the fact that, our helmets have skulls on them. They have, like, tiny pictures of skulls on them. And, well, are we the baddies? And they go into whole kind of debate about, whether or not they're the bad guys. One of them obviously like, oh, no, we're not the bad guys. Yeah, but we have pictures of skulls on our uniforms. And it's not like Russia had pictures of skulls. And I can't remember the entire skit. It's been a while since I've seen it. But it's like, it's been parodied enough that you might even already know what the skit is. But like, I'm looking at that. I'm reminded of that. I'm like, there's not a single police officer that sees that. Like, you're sitting here shooting innocent civilians breaking windows in an excuse for a riot, injuring innocent people that are just walking down the street, and then following it as they tripped, even though it was caught on camera. Like, at what point do you look at the mirror and realize you're the bad guy? At what point do you realize that? You know, people are sitting there calling you the bad guys. And you know what? I kind of get not listening to that part. You know, people say you're the bad guy all the time. I'm sure that's always happening. You just have to justify it, right? But at what point do you look at what you're doing and realize, oh no, they're totally right. I am the bad guy. At what point do you see that? Like, how many people do you have to kill to see that? I don't get it. You know what? Like, when you gas peaceful protesters, you just go down the street and you not see yourself as the bad guy there. Seriously. This is stuff like. And of course, they're going to justify however way they want. I get that. That's just, you know, the nature. I guess. That's just the nature of being an idiot. I guess. I don't know. But, like, at what point do you finally realize that you're the bad guy in this situation? At what point do you finally realize that what you've been doing is wrong? Like, how many lives do you have to take before you realize that what you're doing is bad? That what you're doing goes beyond being just a tragedy. How many lives have to die? That's a good way of putting it. How many lives have to die by your hands before you realize? Because I think even like the most vicious. Let's bring it back into the realm of fiction a little bit. I think even the most vicious villain in media would eventually realize they're the bad guys. Like, at what point do you realize that you're Ganondorf, that you're literally killing people just so you can squat in a castle for a few hundred years? Like, how many people does it take to realize that you're the bad guy? In fiction, it's like one. In most fiction, it's like, oh, I killed one guy. I guess that makes me the bad guy now. I mean, granted, that's not necessarily true. I mean, heroes kill all the time, and it's unfortunate nature. But you know, most of the time, they're not trying to actively kill innocent people, in an attempt for a power play. And at least when they do kill, they acknowledge that they've killed, and they're indeed remorseful for their actions. At what point do you stop? At what point do you stop and see that? At what point do you hold remorse for what you've done? At what point do you stop and realize that you've been the bad guy the whole time? I don't know, that's just... And then, you know, it gets to the point where it's like, even I start questioning, like, is this how it's supposed to be? I mean, I know obviously not. We're not supposed to be... We don't behave like this, because that's not how society grows. You know, don't grow by killing each other. You grow by helping each other. That's the path. That's the evolutionary path that we decided to go on. We decided to go on the path of helping each other instead of screwing each other over, because we knew that screwing each other over is a very, very short evolutionary path that's going to lead us down a very, very short lifespan as a species, as opposed to one that could actually, you know, foster foster communities, foster, you know, group efforts, and, you know, we get farther in life that way. Just again, this is a mood, isn't it? 15 minutes, I'm still mining. Almost an hour in, I'm still having stuff to say. Even if it's repeating the same rhetoric over and over, it's like, it's how I feel. It's just, I don't know. I feel like I gotta get this off my chest more than anything else. Probably because it's the only thing on my chest right now, because I'm topless. Ladies, you're not missing out on much, trust me. It's a lot more homely than it looks. Than it was. actually, no, screw it. I'm gonna keep that. It is a lot more homely than it looks. Yeah, I am. That's the sound of me patting my belly. Yeah, I'd say I have a beer belly, but I've been more like rum and vodka filled at this point. The weird thing is, I'm not even all that drunk. I'm still got about a drink left. It's not even that, like I said, it's like two jiggers of alcohol thing, which I think is like about the equivalent of 3 ounces, I guess. Yeah, about 3 ounces of alcohol, I guess. And I mean, I was like, it's rum and X-rated passion liqueur. Which I'm not sure how many people actually. I'm not sure how many people actually know what I'm talking about there. Again, assuming you're over 18, or excuse me, over 21. It's kind of. Assuming you're over 21, you probably don't know. I don't know how many people actually know their alcohol and fancy alcohol stuff. Most people I know just drank beer and wine and called it a night, straight up vodka or whatever at most. I had one friend, my first time actually having alcohol, which odd enough was on my 21st birthday. He brought over 2 6-packs of beer. One was like Blue Moon, the other I don't remember. He said, "I'm not leaving this house until both these 6-packs are drunk." I sipped my first beer. Actually, technically, it was my second sip of beer because I had one at the age of 6. Spat it out immediately. Didn't realize it was beer. I thought it was Sprite. It was in a little drink cozy thing. Poured it down the drain. Said, "Never again." That this, like when I realized it was beer, I was like, "Ew, grown-ups drink this? It tastes like cold piss." Which, you know, roughly, let's see, 18 years later? No, not 18. 14 years later, I had another taste of it, and yeah, same reaction. To which my friend said, "Okay, try chugging it." I literally could not. I almost vomited out what I was trying to chug. To which he said, "Well, I guess I'm not going home tonight. I got 2 6-packs to drink all on my own." He didn't actually drink the 2 6-packs on his own. I even tried, like, you know, between the Blue Moon and the other drinks, tried them both. You know, different brands have their different flavors and stuff. And like, nope, both of them tasted the exact same to me. Like, just disgusting, cold, synthetic pee. I'm not on the edge of the map. I guess, like, yeah, I guess I am technically. Oh, wow. I mean, I guess it could go straight up at an angle. But yeah, so it's like that. It was disgusting. And then he brought over something the next week, I think, called jungle juice. It was like rum mixed with like fruit juice, orange juice, and a bunch of other fruity flavors. And I like that. So I realized, oh, I actually kind of like, mixed drinks. Then I didn't touch alcohol for a while, for like a few more years. Maybe a drink or two here and there, like on a holiday or something. Then I moved to Texas probably 8 years ago, I'd say. Went on a Disney cruise, had one drink a day, a different drink. Outside of like one of them, I liked all of them. I just wish I could remember them off the top of my head right now. Oddly enough, I have them written down in Minecraft. They're on like a signpost or something. It was part of a build I worked on, not anything else weird. Nothing weird like that. Trying to think what else here. After that, didn't really touch alcohol for a while. Again, at least not until the quarantine, when that started becoming more everyday thing with me and my sister. One drink, maybe two. Just something to help us bond a little bit and get through the tough times. And after I went back to work, that slowed down considerably. This is probably my second time I've had a drink since I started working, maybe third time. But yeah. So yeah, there's been my history of alcohol. I enjoy it recreationally, of course. Outside of that, it's done wonders to help me through this a little bit, made me a little less anxious, so, I mean, my anxious nature still goes on, because you can't escape your entire human nature. There you go. No, climb it! Maybe it's ice? Is that what this is? Yeah, it looks like ice, doesn't it? No, it's rock. It's a weird, glassy texture to it. Looks like the rock is behind it. So weird. Oh well. Let's see if I can actually climb this, maybe. Nope, I'm not letting me climb it. Guess we're going around. Okay. But yeah, I still have my anxious nature. It doesn't really change a whole lot. I'm not gonna worry about what's under there. What else can I talk about right now? I kind of got a lot of my anger out. Now I'm kind of I'm a little burned out a little. Just the only thing, like, at least try to finish this drink before I hit close the video. I chugged a bit of it down, so now I'm down to half a drink. And I haven't yet started my words. Then again, it's not a strong alcoholic drink. And actually, I probably still have slurred my words. I haven't slurred my words any more than I normally would. But yeah, like, I just feel like at some point you feel like you're talking in circles. I've been talking for over an hour now, but doesn't change the fact I'm Doesn't change the fact it's how I feel, you know? And I don't know, it's like just... I got to the point where I'm sick and tired of the apathy in the world. And I think a lot of people are. Like, it was fun in the 90s when we thought there was a reason to actually be apathetic. But now that we're getting to that point, it's like, we can't do this anymore. We gotta start doing something other than just nothing. I mean, again, if you're wondering what you can do, well, the best thing, at least in America, is go vote. You know? Particularly in this case, vote blue. You know, vote blue so you get as many of these corrupt like, it's all Republicans. That's the weird thing. And yeah, you could argue, yeah, some Democrats, but no, it's like it's overwhelmingly Republicans that are like this. Republicans that are like this, and you can see it by who's representing. Who's representing what? Everyone that's supportive of Trump is a Republican. Most Republicans don't support him, but yet they decide to not impeach him? I mean, what did that tell you? Like, the only good Republican out there right now, it seems, is Mitt Romney. And that's really saying something when Mitt Romney is the best person you have. The same guy who's like, you know, corporations are people. Like, that's... He's the only Republican I've seen actually speak up against Trump. Which, of course, got Trump tweeting about it. Like, on Twitter, calling him out. Which, I mean, what are you afraid of? That he's going to do that all day? He's not going to be able to fire you. You're better off trying to get the support of the Democrats, and... You know, if you have to go blue, go blue. Don't follow the path of a psychopath. Don't follow the trail of a psychopath, because that's an easy way to lose a fight. But you know. Yeah, no, that's delving into politics, and of course we don't want to delve into politics, because God forbid, you know, someone have an actual opinion and, you know, try to spark a debate, because you're just going to get a lot of... I mean, that's the thing, though, you're like, people are afraid of getting those kinds of people, right, those radical right-wing, radical lefties. I mean, you could argue that they're both one and the same, but if we're being honest, no. I mean, yeah, they act the same, but the values are very much different, and it's very easy to get around those guys. First off, the block feature is a lovely thing. I blocked so many people on YouTube just because actually I haven't blocked that many people. I blocked like one person. Maybe two, because I just didn't want to associate myself with those people. Oh boy, okay. So yeah, alright, so I gotta end this video up real quick. I got, apparently a corn party to attend. Which, if you don't know what that is, it's exactly what it sounds like. It's a party that involves corn on the cob. So yeah, I'm gonna finish up this battle real quick, and at this point, like I said, I'm repeating myself. But like I said, if you're a YouTuber, you don't have to become a political channel. Like, you know, ignore the you can try to ignore the radical sides and just stick with your own values and just let your words speak for themselves, right? And yeah, you're gonna get a few bad eggs, a few radicals, a few conspiracies, a few whatevers here and there. You're gonna get those regardless. They're just as bad as trolls. You know, you don't like them, remove those comments, block the person. you'll never have to deal with those people again. And it may seem like you're going to get overwhelming large numbers because, you know, these people make, like, fake accounts and multiple accounts. Because it oftentimes is exactly that, multiple accounts. But eventually you'll block them all. And at some point, I think YouTube should at least look into IP blocking. But, you know, that's YouTube. So, yeah. With all that said, I'm going to save. And I will see you guys later.